Hey everybody! Erica Putman here, Education Director with Friends of the Domes over at the Mitchell Park Horticultural Conservatory, and I am back at it again with another virtual adult education video, How to Build a Raised Bed Garden Part 2. If you missed Part 1, please go and check out our YouTube channel, and while you're at it, like and subscribe to show that you're digging our videos. In Part 1, we discussed the benefits of raised bed gardening, the materials you'll need, and we constructed our raised bed garden frame. Today, we'll discuss and install our landscape fabric, position our bed, and fill it with healthy, gorgeous soil. At the end of our video, I'll tell you about an exciting new project we're working on, adult activity boxes that you can do at home. Let's get started with my favorite part, this ridiculous intro. So it turns out that April is one tricky month, and trying to get outside with the rest of the neighborhood and the small pockets of sunshine that we've had has been, that's a good reason. It's a busy, windy day here on the south side of Milwaukee.
You want to stop filming?
Nope, keep going. Positive thinking. Here's hoping I don't have to voice over this entire video.
Good? Or are you gonna keep talking?
I'll keep talking.
Oh, it's windy now.
Tricky. It's been tricky. So I will indeed be voiceovering most of this video. This is where we're at, everybody. Alright, so here I am with my landscape fabric, trying to ignore how frustrated I am with the wind. I flipped the bed over and am installing on the bottom of the bed. Now I love using landscape fabric because it's thin enough for water to drain out, but thick enough so the weeds aren't going to pop through into my bed, which saves me hours of weeding time. There are some cons to using landscape fabric though, because you're limiting the number of earthworms that can get into your bed, and it inhibits your vegetables' root growth because the roots won't be able to penetrate the fabric either. If you have veggies with longer roots like tomatoes that can grow 2 feet, they'll start growing laterally throughout the bed once they hit that landscaping fabric. The fabric is also really thin and will degrade over time, so be sure not to skimp. Get the good stuff so that it'll last you at least a couple seasons. Alright, here I am installing the landscape fabric. I'm using a staple gun. Oh geez, I forgot I did that. I'm using 2 layers of landscape fabric to try to prevent the natural degrading of the fabric. I'm not sure if it's actually going to work, but I'm going to try it out anyway. That's what it would sound like if you didn't just hear the wind blowing the whole video. As you can see here, I've left several inches of extra fabric off the side of the bed, and that's because I don't want weeds or grass growing right up next to it either, and eventually I'll install some marigolds there, which help with pests.
Everything comes from
Get on my level. Now let's talk about compost. It's important. If it's manure or if it's old dirty vegetables that have broken down, this stuff is packed with nutrients and it is the secret to my 7-foot tall tomato plants. This stuff is really going to help your vegetables grow. There are many different kinds of compost and different ways and places to obtain it, so I'm going to list some of those here. Here's some soil that I got delivered to me. It is 1 square yard of beautiful, perfect soil. Look how happy I am with it. Now I'm gonna keep my ratio around half compost. I'm gonna put a couple bags of sand in there and some peat moss as well. I didn't actually have peat moss at the time, so I added in some seed starter, which is mostly just peat moss anyway. 2,000 more shovelfuls to go. This soil is going to start to settle, so what you can do is create kind of a dome, domes, in the middle, and that will eventually settle itself out. Then you can rake it back out. Or what I like to do is to keep some compost, and then around halfway through the season I'll add that as my extra fertilizer, and this saves me from having to apply chemical fertilizers to my garden. So there you have it, everybody. We have our raised bed garden. I am so excited to get in there and get my hands dirty. I've got some plants that have started inside. I've got tomatoes and peppers and kale and kohlrabi, and I'm gonna get those seeds planted and get ready for a fantastic summer of vegetable gardening. I hope you guys have enjoyed this too. Please like and subscribe. This will show us that these videos are worth making and posting. And I will be back to you as soon as I can with more videos on how to plan for your vegetable garden and how to get your plants growing. Stay tuned. Love you guys. Now for our new project. So while I've been making this video, I have realized that a lot of people probably don't already have access to 3-inch galvanized exterior screws. So something that I could do was to put activity boxes together and either have you pick them up curbside or deliver them right to your home, and you would have all the materials you need to make a raised bed garden. And this is something that a lot of places are going to be doing for summer camps this year, is making activity boxes for children. It's something that we're looking into as well, but I'm really interested in making some boxes for adults so that you all can stay safer at home and not having to go out and buy these materials. And since I'll be able to buy them in bulk, this will help save you money, it'll save you time, and we can get more people outside gardening this summer.